As somebody watching this right now that maybe doesn't wake up and feel super happy with where they're at in life, what would you recommend they do to start becoming the best version of themselves?
Get in shape. That's the number one thing. I put it in front of making money. I really do. I think that being in shape gives you an advantage in business. I believe that truly. I think people respect you more. I think people look at you and they say, it's like walking discipline, walking strength. Look, it might not be a popular thing to say, but a physical stature on a man when he walks into a room and his ability, like I said, to look you in the eye and body language, it garners respect, and it, in my opinion, can get you further in business. People want to work with people they respect. So fitness first. Number one, if you're not in shape and you're eating bad and you're not moving your body, then all your cells are stale. Like, you can't even think straight. So I always put getting in shape above everything. You know, I believe that a person that does really well in life and is not in shape would have done better if they were in shape.
You know what? On that though, that's the one thing you can't fake. You can't fake being in shape. You can't fake a six-pack. I mean, I'm sure you could fake a six-pack, but it seems as though that's the one thing that all these billionaires are doing is, like, all of a sudden they all seem to be getting in shape, getting six-packs. Yeah. Because when you have all the money, like, you can't necessarily buy that stuff. That's just purely dedication, discipline, and a lot of work. And so that to me now seems like the ultimate flex is being really in shape.
1000%. And it's one of those, you know, you could be a very rich guy and walk through the grocery store and nobody would know. You can't say that about fitness. You get to carry that with you everywhere you go. It gives you an advantage, whether it's with the opposite sex, business, or even how you feel about yourself. It's easy to respect yourself when you put in the work to get in shape, you know, because it's hard work and it shows. So for me, that's number one on the list. Some people would probably put money in front of it. I just personally don't, because I just think you'll do better at business if you're in shape. Particularly,
it's also free.
Yeah, it is.
It doesn't cost anything.
1000%. Yeah, and it doesn't take as much time as people say it does. You know, I remember being in high school, man. I worked at Harbor Freight Tools. You know what that is?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I would go in the back, in the bathroom, and I'd put the little sales papers down on the bathroom floor, do push-ups until I couldn't do them anymore, you know? And I did that for years and years and years, you know? And it really pays off now, because at 37, I've had 6 shoulder surgeries on this shoulder and a total replacement. And I have mature muscle left over from 20 years of exercising. And so now I don't let myself get any further than 2 weeks out from being able to take my shirt off anytime I want. You know, I keep abs year round, but it was all that work I did, especially when I was young. You know, like people should start working out at an early age, because your body is maturing and growing at that time. And you can create all this bone density, all this mature muscle that will stay with you over time, especially if you just do the work to keep the maintenance on it. I don't work out the same way I used to. My shoulder really won't allow it. Some days it really hurts to box, you know? So I have to work on footwork all day, or, you know, defense or whatever. But I don't think there's a thing in this world that you could do for yourself. I can't think of one that's better than getting in really good shape and getting strong.
It's making me want to hit the gym.
Well, you need to.
You need
to.
No, I do hit the gym. I do go. I went today.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But how do you maintain a six-pack year round? What is that like? Because that seems to me like you're disciplined every meal. Like,
well, I'll tell you
every day.
I'll tell you how I personally do it. Is I've had a six-pack since I was 24 years old. There's not been a day between 24 and now where I could not see all of my abs. Now, I might get puffier around the love handles. You know, like if you have a standard, you know, sometimes I'd be here, sometimes I'd be here, but I'd never get too far. Imagine if there's a straight line and there's a line above it and below it. I never got outside that. I would never let myself get outside that range. And it's super easy to keep it once you get it. And even though this is not true, I try to tell young men to believe that whatever you get today, you'll keep it forever. It'll make you work out harder so you get the most you can. But the way I do it now is I fast every day. I've still not eaten today.
What?
I haven't eaten.
No.
What
time do you wake up?
Today?
Yeah.
5 o'clock.
a.m.?
Yeah.
And it's like 7?
It's coffee
something?
30, bro. Coffee.
How do you get by all day without eating? Because I get headaches. I feel like scattered.
I'm used to it.
I fasted through breakfast, and initially it was a little tough, but now it's very easy. And
I don't even think about it anymore.
Yeah, I feel like you just get used to it.
I don't even think about it.
And so what do you have? Just one meal at the end of the day?
Yeah.
And then what time do you go to bed?
Probably from 10 to 12 on a normal day.
So you're eating and then going to bed right afterwards? I heard that's bad for you to eat like right before you go to bed.
Yeah, everything's bad for you.
What do you eat? What's a normal dinner look like for you?
Protein, steak or chicken or whatever. But I'll eat carbs too.
Yeah. Do you track calories or just like the one meal? Like I could do whatever I want to. If I don't eat,
if I want to, I'll eat pizza. I'll eat pizza if I want to. But I mean, and a lot of people when they fast, their goal is to trigger like an insulin response, right? That's actually not what I'm trying to do, because I'll drink the little 5-hour energies or the Feel Freeze. You ever try one of those?
No,
they got like maca.
I just stick with coffee.
They got like maca and stuff, and I drink coffee too. But I know the coffee won't trigger the insulin, but even like a fake sweetener can kind of tell the brain or the gut, like, you know, you have sugar in you. I do it for pure mathematical purposes. There's no way I can eat 2,500 calories between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Like, it's almost impossible. Right. So for me, it's more about a deficit than it is about like messing with my insulin response or anything like that. Like, I don't nerd out on it. I definitely think there's like an 80-20 to fitness. You know, even in the way that I work out, I only do certain lifts because I know that I'll get the biggest return from those lifts.
And what is that?
So for example, I'll never do flat bench or decline bench.
Sure. I
do all upper chest. When you walk into a room or you're outside, there's one constant variable, and that's overhead light. And a lot of, particularly like having a six-pack or looking big, is an illusion based off light. So I focus all on my upper chest because when you walk in a room, that's what people are going to see. And it also pulls the rest of your chest up. When I do abs, I only do the bottom two abs.
Seems oddly specific.
Let me clarify. Yeah. How many guys have you met like, oh, I got the top two? Bro, my fucking grandma's got the top two. It's your ribs, asshole.
I only have the top two.
Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly. But
better call me out.
But if you do decline weighted abs, like with a 45 on your chest, and you only focus on the bottom two, and you tilt your head back so you isolate it, nobody in history of the universe has ever had the bottom two in this V taper and not have the top two. I treat my abs like I would treat my bicep. You ever seen a guy that's super lean, skinny even, and he not have a six pack? I've known plenty of guys like this. And so the reason I say this and that you have to treat it like your bicep is that you need to get a pump in your abs. And what that allows you to do, so as the skin goes down and that muscle is growing, go back to overhead light, that muscle poking through the skin is what creates the shadow underneath. Yeah. And so the bigger you can get them, and it's kind of like that girl thing, like, bro, your abs aren't going to get huge overnight. You're not going to look like you have a huge gut. Shut the fuck up. Try to get a pump where you can literally feel a physical pump in your abs. And they poke through the skin, and even you can have a six pack at 12, 14% body fat sometimes. And then when you start to actually lean down, then you get really fucking ripped because it's poking through the skin and protruding. You know, you kind of get that 300 look. I'm telling you, you'll have a six pack faster than you would any other way. I gotta try that. It's an absolute cheat because it pokes through the skin and it creates a shadow. You know, I'm telling you. So look.
Is this credit right here?
Well, I could just show y'all, but I feel like that'd be turbo douchey. So
turbo. That's funny.
Yeah, so you want them to poke out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
But see, you got the V thing going on.
They're like
with
screaming
the
at me.
It's like, how do you get the side bit too?
Here, you also airdrop this to me just so I can show the view. Is that cool if I show the viewers that photo?
Yeah.
Just so you can. You guys gotta see this. Okay, trust me.
On the obliques, one thing I would say you could do, and I did this a lot early on, is you ever do a side plank?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Go up and put your hand on them. Mm. Make sure it burns, and when it finally starts to burn, bounce. Pulse on that bitch. Fuck it up. Like want to destroy it. I used to do that 2 minutes at a time on each side, and I just until it hurts so bad. And it's just because those are really small muscles. Mm-hmm. And people are like, oh, if you do that every day, dude, I do abs every time. I have this thing I call lima bean theory. And lima bean theory is for abs. You ever see a guy go to the gym and he says, okay, we'll do abs when we're done. But what happens is he goes in there, he does shoulders or whatever he does, right? I use this for actually abs and legs. He gets this big pump. And then after the fact, when he's supposed to do abs, lima beans.
Me every single time I go to
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You have to change that. Lima bean theory is you're sitting at the table, your mom made macaroni and cheese, chicken nuggets, and these stupid ass fucking lima beans. Just eat the lima beans first when you have the most energy, pre-workout, excited to be there, whatever. Get it out of the way. Then you can enjoy the chicken nuggets and the macaroni and cheese. You know, it's like goes back to eating as a kid. Do it first because you're not going to do it after. I'll give you another example. Tricep. I don't want to start flexing in here, but I kind of want to. Go
ahead. No, flex.
So like I only work on this inside. You see that little horseshoe and that horseshoe?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I only work on those because any asshole that ever does triceps ever is going to get this line right here. So I'll take my thumbs and a rope. I'll do skull crushers, heavy, but I'll take my thumbs with the rope and turn it out. And I'll even stand up. I'll take that, you know, the little ball that comes on the little cord.
Yeah.
I'll take that ball and I'll put it between my fingers like this, and I'll turn and I'll purposely go over the back. So I hit this guy.
Jesus.
You understand?
I mean, yeah.
And with the bottom two abs.
So it's like, dude, you got 3 workouts.
No, but it's not completely true.
I know.
Because I'll still shrug.
Yeah.
Right? When I do my biceps, you know how like there's, you know, the weight and the handle.
Uh-huh.
I'll push my hand all the way to the inside and I'll twist it like as far as I can out to create that peak. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like Rambo, for example, I think he shot Rambo at like 158 pounds, but he looks 220. It's all a fucking illusion. If you can develop the right muscles. Now, of course, rep range is important. So I do 12-12, working sets of 8 as heavy as I can possibly do. And then I'll rep the fail twice.
You do a lot.
Well, it's not really a lot. It's 5 sets. And I did a lot of rep to fail push-ups coming up.
Now, I've heard the reason you're not supposed to do that and like isolate certain muscles is because of injury. So like when you go and you kind of lift, let's say for your shoulder, or what's that?
He's trying to block it out. What is that?
I don't know what
What does that mean?
Only pussies will tell you that. Yeah. Bro, people.
Like, what is that? Neither of us have any clue. I thought it was like some Illuminati.
Yeah.
Damn.
What?
Are you a part?
Huh?
You're part of the Illuminati?
What?
No, bro.
You're not a part?
No.
No.
I'm probably accused of it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Just wanted to clarify.
Yeah. By the way, I've been doing my hands like this for years.
Okay, no. That's what I want to know. Okay, because
Yeah.
I was actually going to point that out. Everyone's been doing this. Okay, even
Bro,
I'll notice myself doing it on
I
Max.
swear to God, Andrew could tape himself wiping his ass and it would catch on.
Really?
So I don't know, bro. I mean,
But
literally.
Did you get that from Andrew or did he?
No, bro, you know what's so funny? Before I ever met Andrew, oddly enough, there's a picture of me at a War Room event before I met Andrew, sitting like this, looking at the guy talking. A lot of people do this.
Really?
Andrew made it
I think
cool, bro.
so.
Andrew made it cool, bro. It's super comfortable. You've never done this?
I do. I catch myself doing it, but I'm like, oh God, like, is this just because?
Is this because of Andrew? Is it in my subconscious?
I don't know.
Yeah, bro. You know, look, I've been doing it for a long time, bro. I'm
That's
not going to
someone
quit.
in the Illuminati, what they would say, though.
Maybe,
That-
but
Yeah.
there's
A lot of
conspiracy
people do
theories
that, though.
everywhere.
Mhm.
But anyway, back to what we're saying.
Sure.
I do heavy weight. I believe in doing heavy weight. I'll do weighted pull-ups. I'll strap a 45 around my waist and do pull-ups and things like that. And then I'll rep to fail after, you know. I don't claim to be a fitness guru, but I do think that there's some very obvious muscle groups that will give you an advantage and give you a huge return on investment of time. And I clearly don't skip leg day. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah. So do you think for most guys it's better to go to the gym purely for, you know, physically being in better shape, or do you think it's better for the health reasons?
I think everything.
Sure.
I think mating, business, health, bone health, longevity, aging,
Motivation.
everything, man. Everything. When I think about working out, when it comes to energy particularly, I think about you're doing that work and you're like cranking, you're like a little toy car.
The dial.
The dial. And like you come out in like this euphoric state, especially if you really went after it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do believe in lifting heavy and then repping to fail. People are like, oh, you rep to fail, you're going to burn your muscles down. It's like when girls say, I don't want to work out because I don't want to get big. It's like, look, sweetheart, like, I don't know what made you think that your genetics are better than every dude in your gym that's working out every day and he's still not big. Like with 1/10 of his testosterone, you're not going to get jacked. Get in the squat rack. So, I do, and I call them pinpoint muscle groups. So I only work out these certain muscle groups. I probably don't do in a year any more than 10 or 12 lifts. Like all these people that are mixing it up and like doing kettlebells, I fucking hate kettlebells.
You won't catch me dead doing kettlebells.
Hey, kettlebells. Bro, if you catch me doing kettlebells, please kick me in the nuts. Like it's the dumbest shit on the planet. It's fucking retarded.
Liver King sent us a whole bunch of kettlebells.
Yeah,
Liver King also lied about a bunch of shit.
But he does the kettlebells for different reasons. He does barbarian. You know what the barbarian workout is?
No.
You should try it.
No.
Oh, dude, I carried. It was horrible. He sent them, and I was like, I'm gonna just try to see. I think.
Would you put your hands in them or something?
So you hold. Yeah. I think it's 70-pound kettlebells in each hand.
Yeah, I guess it was 70.
Right. Yeah. Okay, you have 20-pound ankle weights on each leg. You have, what is it, 100 or so pounds in a backpack, and you're dragging a sled that has like, I think 135 pounds, and you have to walk a mile and you can't sit.
That's fucking retarded.
Why would you say that?
Because I'm not trying to be a triathlete. I'm trying to be jacked and explosive. Like, that's dumb.
I feel like...
Where's the hypertrophy in that, really? Your calves, maybe? Like, you might get lean that way. Okay, cool. But we're talking about putting on muscle.
I think his thing wasn't so much.
It was just like, I'm going to push myself.
I think he's on so much gear, it doesn't matter what he does.
It was mental endurance. I think that's what it was.
For that, I'm cool with it. Yeah. If he's going the David Goggins route,
yeah, I think it honestly,
and it's like a mental fortitude thing.
Do that.
He says like a rite of passage.
Yeah. But let's not bullshit. Like ideally, you would look like a pro athlete. Let's say. I think that's the greatest compliment I've ever gotten is when somebody asks me who I played for. You know, I'm like, yeah, well, that's a long time over, and I don't like to be Uncle Rico, but thank you.